11 days to go for the Prana Pratishtha ceremony, the consecration ceremony of the Ram Mandir on January 22nd. And of course, Prime Minister Modi is going to be there to be a part of the ceremony. And he put out a message today, rather emotional one, ahead of the ceremony. This was an audio message in which the Prime Minister announced that he will be starting an 11-day special ritual that starts off today, goes up right up to the consecration ceremony. The Prime Minister has said that he is fortunate to witness the historic and auspicious occasion. He's confirmed that he will be going on a fast, which was expected, considering it's one of, in fact, the expectations from you when you're going to be taking part of such a divine ceremony, when you're going to be taking part in the Prana Pratishtha ceremony. But let me get you first our report, where we talk about the highlights of what the Prime Minister said.
मैंने आह्वान किया था 22 जनवरी तक हम सभी देश के तीर्थ स्थानों की, मंदिरों की साफ सफाई करें.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarks on a spiritual journey. The countdown to the historic inauguration of the Ram Temple has begun. The Prime Minister turns a participant in the divine choreography of faith.
मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मुझे भी इस पुण्य अवसर का साक्षी बनने का अवसर मिल रहा है. ये मेरे लिए कल्पनातीत अनुभूतियों का समय है. मैं भावुक हूं, भाव विह्वल हूं. मैं पहली बार जीवन में इस तरह के मनोभाव से गुजर रहा हूं. मैं एक अलग ही भाव भक्ति की अनुभूति कर रहा हूं. मेरे अंतर मन की ये भाव यात्रा मेरे लिए अभिव्यक्ति का नहीं, अनुभूति का अवसर है.
As the faithful unite in prayer, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, guided by ancient scriptures, steps into the sacred tapestry of the Ram Temple inauguration. The Prime Minister stands at the confluence of devotion and duty. In an audio message, Prime Minister Modi announced starting a special ritual for 11 days in the lead up to the Prana Pratishtha in Ayodhya.
मैं आज से 11 दिन का विशेष अनुष्ठान आरंभ कर रहा हूं. इस पवित्र अवसर पर मैं परमात्मा के श्री चरणों में प्रार्थना करता हूं, ऋषियों, मुनियों, तपस्वियों का पुण्य स्मरण करता हूं और जनता जनार्दन जो ईश्वर का रूप है, उनसे प्रार्थना करता हूं कि आप मुझे आशीर्वाद दें ताकि मन से, वचन से, कर्म से मेरी तरफ से कोई कमी ना रहे.
A spiritual odyssey detailed in ancient text before the consecration. Prime Minister Modi follows the arduous guidelines till the sacred ceremony. Transcending the temporal, Prime Minister Modi seeks the benediction.
जब 140 करोड़ देशवासी उस पल में मन से मेरे साथ जुड़ जाएंगे और जब मैं आपकी ऊर्जा को साथ लेकर गर्भगृह में प्रवेश करूंगा तो मुझे भी एहसास होगा कि मैं अकेला नहीं, आप सब भी मेरे साथ हैं.
The Prime Minister treads a path paved with faith.
मेरी मां जीवन के अंत तक माला जपते हुए सीताराम का ही नाम भजा करती थी.
व्रती के तौर पर 11 दिनों तक अनुष्ठान की जो विधि होती है, उस विधि के अनुसार वो पूजन पाठ करेंगे, हवन करेंगे, यजन करेंगे, अर्चन करेंगे, वंदन करेंगे. ये हमारी परंपरा है. हमारे हिंदू धर्म, सनातन धर्म की जो परंपरा, उस परंपरा का परिपालन करते हुए मोदी जी 11 दिनों के बाद यहाँ पर उपस्थित होंगे 22 जनवरी को.
A convergence of spirituality and tradition ahead of the momentous occasion on January 22nd in Ayodhya. Bureau Report, India Today.
So the Prime Minister's message that he is going to start off an 11-day fast has triggered a political blame game. As expected, the Congress has called all of this nothing but political gimmicks, saying that this is the Prime Minister once again trying to gain political brownie points from the Ram Mandir consecration ceremony. Let's get you some of those reactions coming in, including from Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge.
जहां तक सवाल है, जो आस्था रखने वाले लोग हैं वो आज भी जा सकते हैं, कल भी जा सकते हैं, परसों भी जा सकते हैं। ये आप ही के पेपर में आप पढ़ लीजिए। मैं ये तो 6 तारीख क्लियर किया हूँ, फिर भी उसको पलट पलट के हम पे इतना वार करना ये ठीक नहीं है। ये एक कॉन्स्पिरेसी है बीजेपी की, और बीजेपी यही मुद्दे को बार बार उठा रही है। मैं तो 10 दिन पहले बोला हूँ, फिर अब क्यों उठा रहे आप? तो ये हमारा जो है, किसी को दुख पहुंचाना, किसी रिलीजन, किसी धर्म को, किसी गुरु को, ये हमारा मुद्दा नहीं है।
हैरानी की बात है, बचपन से सुनते आए कि भाई राम की वजह से हम इस दुनिया में आए, उनकी उंगली पकड़कर चलते हैं हम। लेकिन हमने विज्ञापन देखे कि कोई और है जो भगवान राम की उंगली पकड़ के चला रहा है। अरे आप कौन है साहब? इतना बड़ा कद हो गया आपका कि आप भगवान से ऊपर हैं, आप शंकराचार्य से ऊपर हैं, आप हिंदू धर्म से ऊपर हैं। आपने पूरे के पूरे अपने कैबिनेट में आप अकेले दिखेंगे। चुनाव आयोग पे आप नियंत्रण करेंगे, मीडिया पे आप नियंत्रण करेंगे, सीएजी आप नियंत्रण करेंगे, अब धर्म क्षेत्र में भी आप ही नियंत्रण करेंगे। वहां भी खत्म, वहां भी एक ही चेहरा दिखेगा। क्यों? आप कौन हैं? यही हमारा सवाल है। आप हैं कौन? अपने आप को जो भगवान से ऊपर बना ले।
धार्मिक अनुष्ठानों का काम, धार्मिक अनुष्ठानों को करने की विधि, धार्मिक अनुष्ठानों को करने का तरीका, धार्मिक लोग जो संबंधित हैं, जो इसको करते हैं, उन पर छोड़ देना चाहिए। और यह सिर्फ मैं नहीं कह रही हूं, या सिर्फ हम नहीं कह रहे हैं, या ये तमाम लोग देश में नहीं कह रहे हैं। यही कहना इस देश के 4 शंकराचार्यों का है। बहुत लोग जो आक्रोश हैं, जो आहत हैं, जो लगातार शोज कर रहे हैं, आपका कहां था यह आक्रोश? आप क्यों नहीं आहत हुए जब हिंदू धर्म के सर्वोच्च 4 ज्ञानी, जिनको बोला जाता है, जो 4 शंकराचार्य हैं, जब उन्होंने निर्णय लिया कि वो अयोध्या नहीं जाएंगे? यह आक्रोश क्यों नहीं आया? ये आहत क्यों नहीं हुए? वो धर्मभीरू कहां थे? ये मैं जानना चाहती हूं। शंकराचार्यों का अपमान या उनको ना बुलाने का जो गलत तरीका था, इस पर क्यों नहीं लोग आक्रोशित हो रहे हैं?
All right, so those are all the political reactions that have come in so far on the story, with the Congress saying that this ceremony should be, first of all, left to religious saints to go ahead and be a part of, and not for the Prime Minister, which is why, again, they're firing that taunt that this is a BJP RSS event. But at the same time, while the BJP has said very clearly that they're not going to indulge in politics, you've got essentially the Congress repeatedly highlighting the fact that the Shankaracharyas are not going to be a part of the event, to say that the BJP is clearly going ahead with the political event, despite the fact that religious saints are not going to be a part of it. Saurabh Bhaktania is joining us with more details on this. Saurabh, besides, of course, the audio message that we saw coming in from the Prime Minister today, he was also very significantly in Maharashtra. He's in Mumbai, of course, for the Atal Setu launch, which has just happened. But besides that also, very symbolically, with 11 days to go for the Prana Pratishtha ceremony, he was there, was seen offering kirtan, was seen offering prayers.
Well, Akshita, the 11 days Anushthan is not going to be that easy. And look at the significance of visiting Nashik. Now, like you said, only 11 days, 12 days are left. And that time, Prime Minister Narendra Modi coming to Nashik. Now, remember, Nashik is a place where several of the incidents of Ramayana have taken place in Nashik area. That is the Panchvati region. Now, for the 14 years of exile of Bhagwan Shri Ram, Ma Sita and Lakshman, over 2.5 years were spent in this particular Panchvati region. Also the Surpanaka Kand, also the Sita Haran, all these incidents have taken place in Panchvati. Now, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the Ram Mandir, he spent over 30 minutes over there, and now this temple has its own significance. First of all, over 14,000 demons were killed by Prabhu Shri Ram in just 1.5 minutes.
We'll come back to you, Saurabh. The details that you're giving us, extremely important, and we're going to be talking about that as well. The significance of Nashik and why the Prime Minister has started off his 11-day fast from there. But let's tell you really about how Prime Minister Modi is getting set for January 22nd. There are very strict guidelines that are in place for anyone who takes part in a Prana Pratishtha. It's an extremely holy ritual. So in the scriptures, it's details mentioned of the guidelines to be followed by religious saints who take part in the Prana Pratishtha ceremony. Here, the Prime Minister is ensuring that he's 100% dedicated to that, spiritually to the Prana Pratishtha, mentally and physically as well. He's made it very clear he's going to do everything it takes to ensure he gives his all for the ritual. So the Prime Minister has made it clear that all the pre-rituals he will go ahead and observe despite his schedule, even an 11-day fast. With the Prime Minister not letting up on any of his commitments, travel commitments or schedule is going to be a tough ask of him. But he's saying that I'm going to do it because I need to ensure that I fulfill the wishes of every Indian, of every Ram Bhakt, as he says. The Prime Minister will follow all the rituals that are described in the scriptures, which means essentially an 11-day fast is something that he is going to observe. It's called an Anushtan, and that's something that the Prime Minister has announced he will be going ahead and following. Besides that, meditation, sattvic food for Anushtan is something that has been mentioned clearly in the scriptures. The Prime Minister has always reportedly been someone who's had sattvic food. So in that sense, he's already following the scriptures. But 11 days now, he's going to be fasting. Saurabh Bhaktania was getting you details of the Prime Minister's schedule earlier today and how he was in Nashik. Extremely significant. Why? Because where the Prime Minister visited, this is the Sri Kala Ram Mandir. It's situated along the banks of the Godavari in Nashik. This temple was rebuilt in the 18th century after it was destroyed by Mughals. And it's an absolute beautiful temple, as you can see on your screens there. Now, this Ram Mandir is in the Panchavati area, which is associated with the Ramayana, because it's here that Lord Ram, Ma Sita and Lakshmanji spent a few years during their Vanvas. In fact, the Sita Guha is also there, the cave where Sita Ma was. Legend has it that Lord Ram set up his hut here as the presence of 5 banyan trees made this region auspicious. The temple also has 14 steps, in fact. This is to mark 14 years that Lord Ram spent in exile there. This temple is made completely of black basalt stone, which is what gives it that rare, unique color. The idols of Lord Ram, of Lakshman and Ma Sita are also completely in black. Interestingly, the idol of Lord Ram does not have the bow and arrow. Instead, it's giving Ashirvad, which is very, very rare for an idol of Lord Ram. Even the Ram Lala idol, you will see, does have a bow and arrow, whereas in this one, there's no bow and arrow. It's just Lord Ram giving his Ashirvad.
सर, क्या कुछ हुआ जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी यहाँ पर आए, कैसा माहौल था?
बहुत आनंददायी माहौल था। आदरणीय मोदी जी आज जो स्वामी विवेकानंद जी की जयंती है, उसके उपरांत यहाँ जो यूथ फेस्टिवल है उसका आज वो उद्घाटन करने आए थे। उन्होंने प्रथम राम तीर्थ के ऊपर जाके अर्चन मार्जन पूजन किया और बाद में यहाँ नासिक की जो परंपरा है, पहले राम तीर्थ पे जाना चाहिए, राम तीर्थ के बाद यहाँ पे आके दर्शन करना चाहिए, तो वो परंपरा का उन्होंने पालन किया। तो सिंहस्थ कुंभ मेला यात्रा का फल माना जाता है, तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि वही उन्होंने पालन किया। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी के पुतले के ऊपर उन्होंने पुष्प चढ़ाए, हनुमान जी महाराज के पूजन किए और यहाँ प्रधान संकल्प करके उन्होंने जो राष्ट्र के लिए विशेषता जो है उसका एक उल्लेख हमने किया और दो मुख्य उल्लेख हमने किया था कि तीसरी बार आदरणीय मोदी जी पंतप्रधान बने, मैंने स्पेशली वो संकल्प में उल्लेख रखा था
तो जिस तरह से आदरणीय मोदी जी मुस्कुराए थे तो देख के हमें बड़ा समाधान हो गया।